is dedicated to sharing you the spiritual wisdom and human warmth found in the author Xuemo. Okay, so no matter where you are joining from, I hope you can feel a sense of peace, I hope you can feel a sense of peace and inspiration in this little corner of internet. This channel is dedicated to sharing you the spiritual wisdom and human warmth found in the words of Chinese author Xuemo. So no matter where you are joined from, I hope you can feel a sense of peace, inspiration, and connection in this little corner of internet. Xuemo is one of the most prolific and inspiring authors from Western China. His story bridges Eastern wisdom and human emotions, and offering readers around the world deep insight and timeless inspiration. Mr. Xuemo's, let's talk about Mr. Xuemo. Mr. Xuemo's novel Into the Desert. Can you see this is our author Xuemo? Okay, Mr. Xuemo's novel Into the Desert won the New York City Big Book Award 2024 for female fiction and the Independent Press Award 2024 for literary fictions. Mr. Xuemo's novel Causes of Kingdom of Xixia won the New York City Big Book Award 2024 for women fiction for world literature, and the novel White Folks Reach won the 2024 International Impact Book Award and the 2025 International Book Award and the 2025 New York City Big Book Award. Mrs. Xuemo has been nominated 3 times for the Modern Literature Prize and has won the Dunhuan Literature and Art Awards 6 consecutive times. In 2022, Mr. Xuemo topped the International Media Spotlight list at the Francophone Book Fair, drawing more attention than the guest of honor Spain. This achievement was hailed as one of the most remarkable and memorable events of the Francophone Book Fair 2022. The ebook editions of The Desert Rise, Desert Hunter, White Tiger Pass, and the Love Letters for the Goddess, and Reclaim the Throne of Your Heart, and Eternal Love. Eternal Love have repeatedly ranked #1 on Amazon's bestseller list. So, if you love meaningful story, profound thoughts, and beautifully written books, you're absolutely in the right place. Reading is not only about getting knowledge, it's a way to nourish the soul, to remember who we are, and to discover peace and clarity. So don't just scroll past, my friend. Hit the follow button and subscribe our channel and stay with us. We go live different times every day, bringing you fun story, inspiring talks, and good vibes. This is a space full of warmth, positivity, and love. So make yourself at home right here, my friend, and give us a like and drop a comment below if you have any questions. Yeah, and let's spend a wonderful time together right here. Today, I'm going to share you one of the most touching story written by Chinese author Xuemo Eternal Love. This book is about a spiritual journey through illness, letters, and redemptions. Okay, this book is also the new release in health and spirituality. Let's talk about the eternal love. Eternal love is a testament to faith, hope, and redemption. Eternal love is the firstborn of the redemption charges. The redemption charges is about 3 books, and the first one is about a cancer patient who got a tongue cancer. And then the doctor says she only have 2 or 3 months left to live, but under the guidance by our author Xuemo, she lived for more 4 years, although her body was in agony, but her mind was peaceful. Yeah, so that is the firstborn of the redemption charges, and the second one is about mother stars. It's about how a devout mother take care of his son. His son just got some kind of mental crisis. And the last one, and the last burden of the redemption charities is called Koala Needs Love. It's about a girl who take a drunk and then was put in the prison, and then she calls, can this girl get the redemptions? Yeah. So this book is a deeply moving novel about end-of-life companionship through 34 exchange letters, and the book recreates the heartfelt dialogues between a tongue cancer patient, Yato, and her mentor, Glushue. In the form of letters and diaries, he confided in him, revealing his struggle and the moment of the awakening to the as she faced the greatest challenges of her life. Under Gulush's companion's care and the spiritual guardians, she courageously confront her illness and refused to surrender to fear and despair, and ultimately find self-redemption. Some critics has drawn parallels between Xuemo's eternal love and Irish Walker's masterpiece The Color Purple, noting their shared aspiration of fundamental themes such as life, death, and spiritual redemption. So, hi, my friend. Welcome to my live stream. This is Louis from Western China. I'm here to sharing you the book written by Chinese author Xuemo. Let me start with a story stay with me for years. A story about a lady, we will call her Yato, which means girl in Chinese, a name that carries warmth and familiarity, just as she did. Yato was 28 years old when the life threw her the cruelest carver, a terminal illness. Before that, Yato was an outstanding magazine editor, sharp, driven, and at the peak of her career. She was just as like any accomplished professional you might know, rushing between the meeting, refining champagnes, and chasing the next big achievement. There was nothing out of ordinary about her until the illness turned her world upside down. Hi, viewer, this is Louis from Western China. I'm here to share with you the book written by Chinese author Xuemo and the most touching story, Eternal Love. This book is about a lady who got a tongue cancer, and the doctor says she only have 2 or 3 months left to live. But under the guidance by our author Xuemo, she got the inner peace and the inner balance to live for more 4 years. So adult Yato's adult Yato's body was in agony, but her mind was peaceful. So that is the book. Let's continue to talk about the story of Yato. Yeah. So what happened next? There was nothing sort of extraordinary. Yato faced her illness with a resilience and bravery that most of us can barely fathom, all while choosing to live joyfully. If you met Yato on the street, hi Rosie, nice to meet you. Hi Rosie, how's everything? Okay, so she faced her illness with resilience and bravery that most of us can barely fathom, or while choosing to live joyfully. If you met Yato in the street, you'd never guess the agony she was enduring. Not for a single moment would her smile give away the pain that consumes her, whether she was awake and drifting into fitful sleep. Okay? Yeah, I just thought about the Yato, okay? Yato, yeah? So, mm, Yato faced, okay, can you imagine that as a tongue cancer patient? Can you imagine the agony was enduring? Okay, do you have any experience of do you have any experience of when you got the the lip broken? So I have this kind of I have this kind of the experience when my lip was broken, and sometimes and when I also got a toothache. Okay, so it very touches for me. I didn't want to eat anything. Can you imagine that the main character of Yato, she got a tongue cancer. Okay, she endured agonies for 4 years. And then, so for example, when Yato was drinking some water, for example, they sipping the water and taking a bite of food, it felt like touches for her. Yeah, hi viewer, this is Louis from Western China. So let's continue to talk about the main character of Yato in the Eternal Love. Not for a single moment will her smile give away the pain that consumes her. Whether she was awake or drifting into fitful sleep, even the simplest and most mundane tasks, for example, sipping the water, brushing her teeth, and taking a bite of food, felt like torture to her. Yeah, not for a single moment, not for a single moment will her smile give away. Okay, Yato has a melodious voice, has a beautiful and melodious voice, but she couldn't speak a single word. The pen brought her up that too. Yet whenever someone looked at her, they can saw a calm, serene face, as if nothing was wrong with her. And here is the most inspiring part. Even in Yato's darkest moment, her heart was always turned towards others. She compiled, she compiled books that offer comfort and wisdom to those in need. She did countless candies, big and small, just to help people around her. That hardship, that hardship transformed her. Once a stubborn, headstrong woman, she grew soft and compassionate. Someone worthy of deepest respect. Hi, viewer, this is Louis from Western China. Okay, I'm here to sharing the book written by Chinese author Xuemo. Can you see the background behind me? Mr. Xuemo has written more than 80 titles with over 300 editions, and this is one of the most touching stories written by Chinese author Xuemo about the lady who got lung cancer. How this lady can live, and the doctor said she only have 2 or 3 months left to live. And under the guidance by our author Xuemo, she lived for more 4 years, my friend. Okay, if you're new here, don't forget to subscribe our channel for more updates and for more wisdom books. So once a stubborn, headstrong woman, Yato grew soft and compassionate, someone worthy our deepest respect, a true role model for all of us. What carried Yato through? First, her faith, something that anchored her when the world felt unsteady. But it was the suffering itself that brought her into something stronger. It didn't break her, it refined her, like the fire wrought into shining metals. And this story teaches us that a powerful truth. Suffering isn't the enemy. What is truly terrifying is giving up when adversity hits. It's letting the hardship push us to retreat instead of leaning into it and growing through it. Think about it. No matter who we are, no matter if we have the faith, no matter if we are chasing the big dreams or taking life one day at a time, suffering and sudden, life-altering change will find us. That's just being part of human. Just that's just part of being human. But how many of us can face those moments with calm acceptance? So few, right? Those who can face the hardship head on, they often get swept away by the tides of the storm, leaving no lasting mark. But those who can stand firm, who embrace the struggle and keep going, they become the star of the era, guiding lives for others who might be lost in their storms. Yeah, for some people, the hardship isn't a curse; it's a blessing in disguise. It is a karmic gift that pushes them to dig deeper, to discover strength they never knew they have, and to live a life of greater purpose. I'm here to share you this story not to make you feel sad, but to remind you whether you're going through something tough right now or you know someone who is, that courage isn't the absence of the fear. Yeah, it is moving forward even when you're scared. It's choosing kindness even when you're hurting. It's letting your struggle shape you, not break you. Jato's story is not just a woman's fight. It's about what we are all capable of when we choose to keep going. So, whatever you're facing today, remember you are stronger than you think. And sometimes, the hardest chapter of our life becomes the one that defines us in the best way possible. Yeah. So, hi everyone, welcome in. Okay, this is Louis from Western China. Whether you're here from US, Europe, Mexico, South America, Southeast Asia, or anywhere else around the world, I'm so happy you took a minute out of your busy day to hang with me right here. Let's start with a question that gonna be close to home. Have you ever had one of those moments where the life felt it was doing every bad thing that you at once, like you get a scary to snow, or your relationship falls apart, or you just waking up feeling totally hopeless? If that's happened to you, drop a yes in the chat. Drop a yes in the chat. Okay, hi, Rosie said yes. Okay, because that's exactly where our main character Yato start in Eternal Love, written by Chinese author Xuemo and her story. And this book is gonna change how you see pain, love, and even life itself. First, let me set the scene so you're right there with her. Yato is a regular woman. She's got people's love, worry about paying bills just like you and me. She was 28 years old, killing it in her career, admired by everyone, full of big dreams. Then a routine checkup hit her like a chuck. Late stage lung cancer, and the doctor says she only have 2 or 3 months left to live. Can you imagine that? Imagine that a girl planning her next promotion. The next, she's starting her death sentence. Her work crashed. She just sat there and screaming, why me? Has anyone here ever had a moment where the life felt like it punched you in the gut, where everything you thought was a story fell apart? So, my friend, this is Louis from Western China. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe our channel. I'm here to share you the book, one of the most touching novels written by Chinese author Xuemo. And this book is according to the true story. Yeah. So look what I've got in my hand. This stunning hardcover of Eternal Love written by Chinese author Xuemo. Just feel the cover, deep by black with rose gold moon, star, and the sun tangled with the moon. Isn't it breathtaking? It is like holding a piece of night sky that got a little light hidden in it. And that design is exactly what this book is about. Light and dark, light and death, despair and love, dancing together forever. Let me tell you, this isn't just a book, it is a story that will reach right into your chest and make you feel and really feel. And the story, according to the true story, yeah. So when you have told diagnosed by the doctor that's got tongue cancer, she has no idea what to do. She just cries and scared of the pain, scared of leaving her family, scared that her whole life was for nothing. That is the dark place this book starts. But I promise you, this book is not a dark book. It is a book. It is a book about how life finds you, even though you cannot see it. The book is Eternal Love, written by Chinese spiritual writer Xuemo. So after she got the tongue cancer at the age of 28 years old in 2009, and she had no idea what to do, and she's just wandering in the street in Guangzhou, and then do you know what happened to this lady? And then she just wandering in the street, have no idea what to do, and she checked out her phone, she just want to share the bad news to someone that how she feel. But when she checked out her phone, she found that there was nobody that she can share the bad news. She didn't want to share the bad news to her parents because they don't want her parents to get worried. And also, Yato didn't want to share the bad news to her fourth husband just because her fourth husband betrayed her. And then she didn't want to share the bad news to her sister. And she haven't talked to her sister for years. And also, Yato didn't, as she cannot find a friend to share the bad news, my friend. So I'm going to share you I'm I'm going to ask you some questions. If there's something tough happens in your life, will you share the bad news to your parents? Okay, in my opinion, I won't share the bad news to my parents. So every time when I talk to my parents, I only share them the good news. I only share them the good news. Okay, so that's what I do. And what will you do when there's something bad happen to you? Okay, so let's continue to talk about the story. And then when Yato found out nobody that he can share the bad news, and then she remember a couple of days ago, she just go to join the reading corner, and a lady sincerely sent Yato a book. The book is written by Chinese author Xuemo, and the book title as Beyond Emptiness. And you can also take this book from Amazon, and Eternal Love is also you can take from Amazon. So and the girl sincerely talked to Yato. She said that, okay, Yato, if you have any, if you have something happens in your life, okay, you're confused that the things happen to you, so you can call or the streamer anytime and anywhere. And then the lady just give Yato the business cards of the streamer, and then Yato check out her handbag to find the business card, and she take out the book to find the business cards, but Yato couldn't find it. She couldn't find the business cards in the book, and then Yato check out all her handbag, and she found Mr. Sherman's business cards in her purse. And then Yato did something crazy. Yato, the main character of Yato, she did something crazy. She phoned Mr. Sherman as a stranger. Okay, after Mr. Sherman answered the phone, Yato, she couldn't stop for crying, just crying for half an hour. Okay, and all the Sherman just listen for Yato to cry for half an hour. So imagine that if there's somebody call you as a stranger, and then the stranger just cry for half an hour, and what will you do? Just listen to their cry or switch on the phone, and what will you do? Or the shaman just listen for a cry, and then after Yato's crying, Yato was standing and shaking to tell everything happened to her to our author shaman. And then do you know what the author shaman said? Mr. Schumann said, didn't say it will be okay. Our author Schumann said, let's use this. Let's turn this fear into something else in your life. And then our author Schumann give the guidance to Yato, the main character of Yato. And under the guidance by our author Schumann, Yato got the inner peace and the inner balance. Do you want to transform the fear? Do you want to transform some kind of your emotions into the inner peace and the inner balance? And make you can transform the jealousy and something else, and anger into the inner peace. So, and all of the shaman give Yato the guidance, and then you can take the guidance from this book. And all of the shaman speak the Gansu dialect, and then because the shaman Mandarin this Gansu accent, and all of the shaman send Yato's a text message how to transform the fear into the inner peace. Now I'm going to share you the text messages from this book. Okay, replace all your thoughts, these are fearful mind and emotion. When you when we pay attention to our fear, we see its empathy. It's not real substance. At times like this, we don't sense that the external world of ourselves. We just feel a bright awareness, which we should maintain without getting attached to it. When that happens, we will experience something dreamlike and illusory. A day we should enjoy in peace without letting down our guard. While staying in the supplicating mindset to listen to the voice deep in our minds as we let go of all attachment and longing for the motor world. We need to know that our inherent wisdom, which one is the great Tao, is smiling brightly at us. Such realization means to comprehend the truth and to see nature in its original appearance as little by little. We enter the hall of the truth. So for now, stay with the sensation and let it become a life habit of ours. So we can abiding in a brilliant and illusory state, being alert, living naturally without any application. It is it is total relaxation under a winter sun to enjoy the warm sunlight. Let us enter the dreamy, illusory state and move forward from the games in the world, so we can be in an empty and inferior condition before enhance our watchfulness to take in our eyes, ears, nose, tongue, body, and mind. Then we will have the heightened sense of brilliance and emptiness, which is hard to express in words. It is beyond the ability of our narrative to convey and describe. Just listen the sound of an empty mind. It is akin to a deaf person listening to the sound. We listen. We won't be controlled by the sound. Okay? It is also resemble a blind person looking. Our eyes see, but none of the false images of the external world can be entered our own mind. Like a tea expert, we taste something real that can be detected normally. At times like this, we are not attached to the external world, but our mind are open and clear so we can savor all the meaning of life. Why they remain spotless and as unaffected as a mirror. That is the guidance of author Xuemo give to Yato and how Yato can transform the fear into the inner balance. So you can got a lot of this kind of guidance in this book. So our author Xuemo didn't give Yato medical advice after Yato diagnosed with desperate cancer. Our author Xuemo give her the spiritual medicines. Our author Xuemo asked her to look inside at the anger, the resentment, the wound, see the cherishing childhood. Okay, according to the book, you know that Yato grew up with a super strict dad. Her dad is a retired soldier, and Yato's dad's rules made Yato rebellious, made Yato feel unloved and trapped. Yato was always beaten by her father, even though Yato was graduated from the university. Okay, and Yato hated her dad for it, blamed her mom for being quiet, and pushed anyone away. That is the reason why Yato wanted to escape her family after she graduated from university. And you have to find a man and get married as soon as possible. She just want to escape this nightmare. But Yato, when she escaped this nightmare, she just jumped from one nightmare to another nightmare. You know what happened to her? After Yato got married, and her husband is another man to take control of Yato. Her husband just her husband will check Yato's phone number every day when she come back from home, come back from work to home. Yeah. So if there's a strange man calls Yato, and Yato, it will be beaten by her husband. And that isn't the worst. The worst is that Yato's husband betrayed her. Yato's husband fell in love with another lady and be married to another lady. So, and after Yato divorced with her husband, Yato, okay, Yato want to take the one, drink the one, drink the one every night, and go to the bar every night and eat some kind of garbage food, just like a barbecue. And then the illness came and made all those over her born even hotter. Yeah. So through the letters between our author Xuemo, 34 of the letters which make up this book, something something shift. Yet to start to see her dad not as a monster. Yet to see her dad not as a monster, but as a man, but as a man, but as a man who loved in his own massive way. mm, Yato start to see her dad not as a monster, but as a man who loved in his own messy and imperfect way. Yato's, Yato's dad's journeys, it was fear. Fear of Yato getting hurt, fear of falling Yato. Yato's mother's silence, not weakness, but a quiet strength. When Yato softened her heart, her whole world warmed up. That is the magic here. All suffering starts in the mind. So the cure does too. It's not about fixing the outside. It's about healing the inside. Think about your old pain, my friend. Is it the event itself that hurts, or the story you tell yourself about it? You have to learn that what truly hurt us is the gap between what we expect and what happens. Your yes, and you will ever think her if you ever think her more than by your own why me than the things itself. Jacob's transformation is done with the forgiveness. Not that I will say sorry, but you hold a grudge can. It is a real deep forgiveness. Jethro wrote her dad a letter, telling him that she understood, that she loved him. And do you know what happens? Do you know what happens? Jethro's panic fade. Jethro's panic fade. And hello. Okay, welcome to our live stream. This is Louis from Western China. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe our channel, my friend. Yeah. So, hi, have a live. Nice to meet you. Have a live. Nice to meet you. So let's continue talk about the book. What and do you know what happens when Yato telling her dad that she understood, that she loved him, and do you know what happens? Yato's panic fade, and her sleep got better. Even her pain felt more bearable. Forgiveness didn't change her dad, it changed Yato herself. It freed her from carrying the heavy anger around. So, if you ever read the books written by Chinese author Xuemo, and you will know that, so actually there's nothing that we can be enduring, okay? Because there's nothing for enduring. Yeah, anything is just like the impermanent. It's like the passing dreams. Okay, anything is impermanent. So compared to the death, you know that there's nothing important in our life. Okay, so let's continue to talk about the book. And this book, slam down the life that forgiveness is letting someone off the hook. It's letting yourself off the hook. Yet the story shows that holding on resentment. It is like drinking poison and waiting for the other people to die. It only hurts you. Have you ever carrying a grudge that weighing you down? Maybe it is a parent, a friend, and even yourself. And this book will give you the courage to let it go. Type if that was you, type I'm ready. I'm ready if that was you. Yeah, okay, thank you so much. Have a life, okay? So the doctor said only Yato only have 2 or 3 months left to live. Under the guidance by our author Xuemo, sleep for more for years, not just surviving, not just thriving. Yato meditated. She practiced compassion. She even made a vow. May I take on the suffering of all who are ill. So love masked the worst colonies. Can you imagine that? When Yato's body was in agony, her mind was peaceful as a tongue cancer patient. Yeah? So she visited other cancer patients in the hospital and listened to their fear and share her hope. Compare that to her cousin. Compare that to her cousin. Hmm? Her cousin got stomach cancer and was so scared. And he jumped off a building and committed suicide. Two people, same diagnosis, totally different ending. Why? Just because Yato didn't find death, she found freedom in it. She learned that the greatest miracle isn't living longer, it's living with a heart that is awake. That is the book's big lessons right here. Life isn't measured in years, it's measured in the moment of love, gratitude, and courage. Yeah. So many of us waiting for someday to live. Someday when we are richer, someday when we are less busy, someday when we are perfect. You have to say no. Live now. The sun is on your face. A cup of good coffee, a heart from someone you love. Those are the moments that matter. And this book will make you put down your phone today. Will make you put down your phone today and tell the people you care about how much they mean to you. I guarantee it. I guarantee it, my friend. Hi, viewer. Welcome to our live stream. This is Louis from Western China. I'm here to sharing the book written by Chinese author Xuemo. About this book is about a tongue cancer patient, and the doctor says he only have 2 or 3 months left to read. But under the idea of author Xuemo sleep for more 4 years. Adult her body was in agony, but her mind was peaceful. Yeah, her mind was peaceful. Okay, hi viewer, welcome to our live stream. So let's continue to talk about this book. Okay, compare that to her cousin. Jeffrey's cousin got a stomach cancer, and the doctor says she only have 2 or 3 months left to live. But um, hi viewer, compare that to Jeffrey's cousin. Jeffrey's cousin got a stomach cancer, and he was so scared, and he jumped off the building and committed suicide. Hi viewer, welcome to our live stream. Let's continue to talk about the book. Okay, Eternal Love. This book is one of the most touching novel written by Chinese author Xuemo. Okay, and the book is about a tongue cancer patient who got a tongue cancer, and then and the doctor says he only have 2 or 3 months left to live. But under guidance by our author Xuemo studied for more 4 years. Compare that to her cousin. Her cousin got a stomach cancer, and he was so scared, and he jumped off the building. Two people, same diagnosis, totally different ending. Why? Just because Yato, just because Yato didn't find death, she found freedom in it. She learned that the greatest miracle isn't living longer, it's living with a heart that is awake. That is the book's big lessons right here. Life isn't measured in years, it measures in the moment of love, gratitude, and courage. So many of us are waiting for someday to live, someday when we are richer, someday when we are less busy, someday when we are perfect. You have to say no, live now. The sun's on your face, a cup of good coffee, a hug from someone you love. Those are the moments that matter. And this book, we made you put down your phone today. And this book, we made you put down your phone today. So many of us are waiting for someday to start living. Someday when we are richer, someday when we are less busy, someday when we are perfect. You have to say no, live now. The sun in your face, a cup of good coffee, a book in your hands for reading, a heart from someone you love. Those are the moments that matter. And this too, you make it put down your phone today and tell the people how you feel, okay? And tell the people you care about how they mean to you. I guarantee it, my friend. So your worst day isn't the worst. Your worst day isn't the worst. It is a new beginning. Here is the first. Here is the first new big truth this Muslim home. Adversity isn't here to break you. It's here to wake you up. Yato's first move after that diagnosis. She picks up the book written by Chinese author Xuemo, and she does something crazy. She called Mr. Xuemo as a stranger, and she's shaking and stumbling, tapping everything. And do you know what happens? And do you know what happens? And do you know what Mr. Xuemo said? Mr. Xuemo didn't say it will be okay. Let's get and let's be real, my friend. That's useless when you're studying that test. Our author Xuemo said, let's use this. Let's turn this fear into something that teaches you who you really are. That's game changing, right? So many of us think when the bad things happen, you are just victims. But you have to learn slowly, painfully, but slowly that Yato's cancer wasn't a death sentence. Her, wasn't a death sentence for her spirit. It was a chance to stop running from her. It's a chance to stop running from her life and start living it. And Yato start writing down every thought, every memory, everything she's grateful for. She reconnect with her sister that she hadn't spoken to in years. She even started visiting other cancer patients in the hospital and just to listen. Has anyone here ever had something terrible happen that ends up pushing you to growth? And not that you do this eat on yourself, but that make you a better person. Jot that story in the comments. Jot that story in the comments. If you're comfortable sharing, my friend, I will read every single one, my friend. Now let's talk about the heart about this book, connection. Yato wasn't surrounded by a huge support system. Yato has a few people, but most of the time, Yato felt alone. But that one call to our author Xuemo, it turned into years-long correspondence. And that one connection changed everything. The letters are not fancy. Yato writes about throwing up after chemo and how much he hated hospital food. And our author will give the guardian to our main character Yato. So do you know that Yato said that she she got the tongue cancer, after she got the chemo, okay, when they are doing the chemo the first time, and then she was exhausted, and the doctor and the nurse just put Yato into the just put Yato into the into the wheelchair and push her out of the wheelchair. And our autism after Yato got the guidance from our autism, and Yato feel full of energies the second time after the chemo. Okay, do you know what happened? What's the guardian to our autism to Yato? Our autism said, okay, actually, when Yato doing the chemo, he just thought that the chemo it will destroy her body and it will routine her body balance. And then our autism told to her. So when you're doing the chemo and you just imagine that your teacher are shining, your teacher are shining with the red lights and to nourish your body. Okay, you just imagine that all the light from the chemo machine are like the um, are like the blessing from your teacher. Okay, like the blessing light from your teacher, and all the lights from the chemo machine, it will nourish your body and it will recover the body. So when Yato got a guidance by our author Xuemo, do you know what happens? Do you know what happens? Yato found that Yato finds that she got how is that? That's that's got full energies from the chemo machine, and then Yato go out of the chemo room and also go to the reading corner after the chemo. Can you imagine that? That is the mind changing. That's the mind changing. Okay. And also, our author Xuemo told Yato, okay. So our author Xuemo write back to Yato about his own struggle, about the time our author Xuemo felt like giving up on his writing. Yeah. Can you imagine that as the writer Xuemo? And Mr. Xuemo has written more than 80 titles. And our author Xuemo has a top period on his writing. Mr. Xuemo cannot write a single word for totally 5 years. And the first novel our author Xuemo write is The Desert Rise. And Mr. Xuemo write this book for 12 years. Okay, and the first 5 years, Mr. Xuemo cannot write a single word. Cannot write a single word. Yeah. So how it happened to our author Xuemo? Our author Xuemo, when he's standing as a hardworking writer of Xuemo, Mr. Xuemo wake up 3 o'clock in the morning and he go to bed at 11 p.m. In 11 p.m. So Mr. Xuemo cannot write a single word, but our author Xuemo just insists on sitting on the mat in front of the table and take a pen on his hand and put a pen on her notebook. Yeah. So and then our autism can write a single word, but our autism just insists on his writing. And during and after 6 months, 6 years later, and our autism's wisdom that become enlightenment. Okay, and he got the wisdom become active of his life, and the wisdom just from our autism's fingertip, and then our autism write the desert rise. Okay, so and also another top period on it of autism's writing is that after Mr. Schumann write the desert charges, the desert charges about the desert rise, desert hunter, and the white tiger pass, and the white tiger pass, and the white tiger pass. These three books, yeah, these three books, okay, for the desert charges, and these three books, our author will use 12 years to finish this book, okay, and these three books is about how the people live in 1990s in Western China. Yeah, through this book, these three books, the desert charges, you will know how the people live in 1990s in Western China. And then, and then our author Xuemo was invited to take the lessons on the Luxin Literature Academy. So when our author Xuemo met a lot of writers in Beijing, and then our author Xuemo found the designs of the writers, and then our author Xuemo was so afraid the uh, the writer association academy, and then Mr. Shermer he didn't want to write anymore, and in totally 2 years, our author Shermer cannot write a single word. That is the tough period of our author Shermer. Can you imagine that as such hardworking writer, Mr. Shermer he cannot write the books for 7 years, and our author Shermer have had to write more than 80 titles and with over 300 editions. That is our author's channel. Okay, so Mr. Xuemo is a great writer. Yeah, Mr. Xuemo is a great writer. Yeah. So let's begin for about okay. And our author Xuemo asked her the questions. What is one thing you will always want to do? About to scare. Who is the person you regret not saying I love you to? This book teaches us that love isn't about how many followers you have or how many family members are around. It's about it's about one person who sees you, really sees you. Actually, Mrs. Sherwood didn't fix Yato's cancer. Mrs. Sherwood didn't wave a magic wand just like Harry Potter. Yeah, and our author Sherwood just listened. Mrs. Sherwood validated her fear, and Mrs. Sherwood told her, "Your pain matters, and your life matters, and that's enough." So many of us walk around feeling invisible, like no one gets what we're going through. But yet the story proves that one real conversation, one person who shows up, is all it takes to feel human again. Think about the persons in your life. Maybe it's a friend, maybe it's a teacher, and even a stranger who said the right things at you at once. Tell them right now if they're watching. Okay? Let them know they saved you too. Actually, our author Xuemo saved Yato's life. Our author Xuemo killed, how to say that? Our author Xuemo killed Yato's cancer at the very beginning. So, at the very beginning of, after Yato got the tongue cancer, and Yato just go to, how to say that? Go to live with our author Xuemo's wife, the Madam Lu, and then our author will give Yatos some method and some guardian to take exercise. For example, the standing meditation. You know the standing meditation? The standing meditation is one of the best way to recover our body. So one of my friend, and he did a meditation, and he did a standing meditation every day, and then he looked very young. Okay, when he was about 60s, and he looked like 30s. Can you imagine that? The man just take the standing meditation every day, and our author Xuemo also teach us the standing meditation, and then our author Xuemo also teach told Yato the standing meditation, and then our Yato just give up the job, just give up the job and live with our author Xuemo's wife, Madam Lu, and under the guidance by our author Xuemo, the main character of Yato, a time cancer patient, she do spiritual training every day and also do the standing meditation. And after month after month, okay, she's feeling better, and she go to the hospital for body check again, and then it's so surprisingly, her cancer was gone. And then doctor was so exciting, and she was so happy, and she go back to work again. Do you know what happens? You know what happens? When she come back to work again after 1 month later, and her body is getting worse. Okay, and her body is getting worse, and then the cancer come back again, and then Yato have to quit her job. She have to quit her job and lead this author Xuemo's team. Okay, become the members of our author Xuemo. Okay, in her last and under the guidance by our author Xuemo, she lived for more 4 years. Actually, Yatoshi can read more than four years. If she just quit her job and do the guidance by our author Xuemo. Hi viewer, this is Louis from Western China. If you're new here, don't forget to follow our channel. So the standing meditation, okay, if you want to get the method of standing meditation, so you can find our author Xuemo it can give you the guidance. And it's just because the standing meditation, it only can teach you face to face. Okay, you cannot get the standing meditation online. That is useless. Okay, that's useless. Yeah. So let's continue talk about the book. Okay. So and then let's get real for a second. Yato was terrified. Yato writes about laying awake at 3 a.m. sweating because she's so scared of the pain. She writes about panicking when she cannot swallow food, thinking this is it. This is how it ends. But here is the trick our author Xuemo teach her. That is something you can use today. No matter what you're scared of, notice the fear, but don't let it talk. Hi, Peter Cooper, nice to meet you. Okay. Is that okay now? Peter Cooper. Okay. Yeah. How is the how is the how is the how is the how's the video now? How is the video now, my friend? Yeah. How is the okay? Yeah, it's like a cracking. I know that. Okay, you also have the cracking. I'm so sorry to hear that. My friend, okay? Should I restart the live session? Yeah, thank you so much, Peter Cooper. I will restart.